All right, so how does a state determine your destiny? How does a state determine your day? How does a state determine what you feel and how you think? The first thing we have to do is we have to really define what a state is in the most effective way possible. And a state is very simply how you experience what you experience. A really easy way to explore this is with identity-based manifesting. I've got 3 states based in love. I've got 3 states based in joy. My 3 primary states that you can see all the time are happy, loving husband, happy, loving teacher, happy, loving puppy, dad. Those 3 make all the difference in the world. Those 3 define my day. Those 3 all experience the world differently. Happy, loving puppy dad is always so happy to see his puppies when he gets home from the pool. Happy, loving husband is always so happy to see, oh my God, they have Victoria's favorite flowers at the roadside stand today. Let me stop and get her some. A state of loving teacher is always happy to get a question in which he goes, see, this is the internal part, ready? I get a great question and inside I go, oh goody. Right, there's an emotional experience, there's a response, and then the thinker shows up. Oh, I can't wait to answer this one. Because the state is where you perceive from. A state is how you experience what you experience. Some people experience money as far, far away. Some people experience finances as war. Some people experience it as a war that they try to keep far, far away. You get the weird connections we make? It's these weird connections that keep you broke. By the way, just try that on real quick, because I notice about 70% of the people experience money is out there someplace, usually not close. And most of them experience finances and money as some sort of war. Got to get me some, got to grab what I can, got to protect what's mine. If that's you, I've got some suggestions. Because that was me. I really got caught up in that. Well, I couldn't help it. I grew up poor. That's what I was surrounded by. Yeah, I grew up poor, surrounded by working class people who were concerned that, people are going to try to take what's theirs, what they worked hard for. You see, a state gives you stories that you repeat until they feel real. A state gives you emotional reactions. Walking down the street, there's some guy that looks like a thug, you touch your wallet. You don't even think about it. As a guy, you touch your wallet. As a woman, maybe you clutch your purse a little tighter. It just happens. You walk into a room and a TV's on and they're talking about the upcoming financial collapse that they've been talking about for 56 years. I can remember this as a small child. I can't remember it 56 years ago, but I can remember it 46 years ago. God, I remember when I was 10. It was the bicentennial. We're celebrating 200 years in the United States of America. And they're talking about the up-and-coming financial collapse. And it didn't look good, gang. Let's be honest. Neville Godddard said facts overflow the world. And they sure did. You turned on the news and all you saw was shit. Right? 1978, 1980, 1982, 1984, pretty much the same thing, except by 84 we had MTV. God, that was fun. That freaked my parents way out, especially my mom. I don't think my dad gave a shit. See, my mom had an identity. It was very religious. My dad had an identity. It was hardworking. To him, MTV was not it was neither here nor there. For my mom, MTV was the Antichrist. You get where I'm coming from here? She had reactions to it, thoughts about it, stories that her and her friends would tell. That was it, 1984. That's 40 years ago, almost. The world has not come to an end because of MTV. Some people's relationships with their kids did. Me and my mom, we didn't get along for years. I mean, I tolerated her. She tried to correct me. We'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, it helps if your states have a sense of humor. It helps, too, if you realize what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is forgetting the wound. Forgiveness is forgetting it to the point where it doesn't even feel like that was me or her. We get along great now. But let's go back into that whole state thing. Because if you're at war, that basically means you've got states that are at war. Often they're at war with each other. That's a whole other course. But here's where I want you to play today. I want you to notice the hats that you put on. Because we could say loving husband, loving teacher, loving puppy dad, they all have different hats. They all have different outfits. They all have different tools, different toys. See, a loving, happy puppy dad will put those puppies in the car and then take them for a walk. Loving husband on the way home will see the flower stand and go, hey, I wonder if he has Victoria's favorite flowers. I'll stop and give him a chat and pick them up if they do. As I continue along, it's like, you know what? Here's a story that I can tell about states. I can explore that while sitting at a red light. And then I get home, fire up the old podcast machine, this little Apple thing you do. And here comes the gold for you. If you got gold today, I'm just going to send you to NevilleGoddardStore.com. At NevilleGoddardStore.com, you will find things like ManifestingMasteryCourse.com, the 90-day adventure, the backbone of all we do. You also find some really sweet things like the procrastination pack. Even if you don't think you procrastinate, if you find yourself waiting at all, or feeling like you're waiting, or wondering when, the procrastination pack is really cool. Because maybe you've noticed I don't sit around and wait. I participate in my life. See, there's a classic mistake. A lot of people procrastinate instead of participate. They procrastinate on kissing the girl while they imagine. See, I find participating in all the goodie bits, the making of the food, the serving of the food, the eating of the food, the cleaning up of the food, I find it part of the meal. I just love it. I love holding hands with the girl, looking in her eyes. The cuddles, the chats, the lovely little laughter. Participation. Surrendering to the state of your wish fulfilled. If you got gold today, I'd love to know. Share the show. Give us a like. And if you really want to dive deep, remember, these are just podcasts. They're not courses. Courses go deep. And you can get them at NevilleGoddardStore.com. Have a lovely day. See ya.